Good afternoon, everyone. So we have enough strength to start. So let's just get started with where we have left yesterday. So I hope everybody got so much clarity and better clarity on dictionary. How exactly you have to handle with the dictionary, and I don't know means even I am assuming like you guys have have done somewhat practice on my already. I have provided a lot of one PDF, and there I have mentioned already about this entire thing. So the rest which are still pending with me, then please have some patience. Then I'll definitely share with you once it is getting completed. So please don't mind about it. Apart from that, yeah, anybody having any issue because before we start, so does I just wanted to know from you guys like anybody has having any doubt or maybe you want further clarification, please do let me know. Okay, because I don't know means I'm not aware about you guys like how much you are doing practice, or maybe either you are looking into my PPT or my PDF or not. So because if you will not do, then it is not going to work actually. So you can't remember these things every time. So you just need to have some practice, you need to do some hands on. Okay, then only you should be able to remember these things. Okay, so today I'm gonna take few more things in string and string manipulation, how exactly we do string and string manipulation, what all operations are there, what all method and what all built-in functions are already available. Though I have covered this topic in my previous class as well, but yeah, I have left a few more things which I just wanted to introduce again. Yep, so here we go. We have which class link you okay, YouTube only. Okay, so I guess YouTube I have already shared with you guys. That link is already being shared with you all. So if it is not, then somebody those who are having the same link, please distribute among themselves. Okay, so if at all if required, then definitely I will again ping you the same link. Okay, but I'm pretty much aware about like I have shared that. Yeah, so though as I said, this topic I have already covered, but still there are a few things which I need to point it out separately. So that is why I am taking this topic separately. So now, how exactly? We have already now gone through operators, what all operators are available. So that operators we have done, all the operator use in numeric operands. Okay, when we are having numeric operands, then we will be able to use plus, minus, and add, subtract, and multiply as well as divide. But if we will talk about a string, then not all the operator are gonna be used in you know in what, in a string. So just two operators like plus as well as asterisk, which I have mentioned here in my slide, those can be applied to string. Okay, so let me take one by one these two operators, though I don't know means how many of you have listened properly in my previous class, but I have covered the plus operator, I do remember. Now, so plus operator, this actually this operator is being used to concatenate the string, and it will return a string which consists the operands which join together. Okay, so let's say means example, it's better you will just correlate my definition with the example. Suppose I have taken one variable which is nothing but the first n, and another variable which is nothing but middle n, and then last n. So it's basically the full name, where means for first name I have just used one variable, second middle name I have used another one. Now I have created these three variables. I wanted to add these using this add operator, you can say. Now how I'm gonna use this, you just need to write, maybe you can take some other variable. Okay, where you want all the sum, or you wanted to add all the string which all three I have mentioned. So you just need to write plus plus in between. Okay, so if you will write, you will be able to get what you want me to code on Jupyter Notebook. So then definitely you will be able to understand what exactly I have done so far. So now here, when I say you have three variable which I need, which I have already created for you guys. So if I will share this Jupyter Notebook with you guys, so here if I'm gonna create, let's say I have created this. Now again I have created another variable which is nothing but the full n, and where I am writing first n, and then plus, and then middle n plus, sorry, my bad, middle n, and then last n. So if I will write like this, then it will work. Okay. Do let me know if I did some mistake, uh, which I really don't. Yeah, print, and then we can write it as a full n. Now just run it, you will come to know like how exactly add operator works here. So if I will print here, I'm getting my string like this. So in my output I would be getting Praveen Kumar Singh as in full name, you can say. Now in similar fashion, if you will look, I don't know how many of you are able to see my, okay, yeah, I was sharing the same screen, so don't worry. Yeah, so this is how you can correlate the definition which I gave. So this is being used to concatenate the string. So these two strings, so when I say concatenate two strings, that means it is gonna concatenate Praveen as well as Kumar. So and then Singh. So this is how it works, and it will return one string which is, you can say, like complete string. Okay, and which will give you the complete string at the end. So that is how it works. And even though if you wanted to just I have written one a liner statement which generally I wanted to add like these exclamatory at the end. So I have taken this out for you only. Let me just perform this. So then you will get clarity like where exactly we need this kind of stuff. Now you will see here. Now I will run here. Now Python program, you can see. So I have written my actual thing here, and just I wanted to, and then I have updated, this string with exclamatory, three exclamatory. Generally we do this kind of thing when we define lot many strings in previously in our code, and at the end we wanted to append something, or maybe we wanted to give some message to the coder, or maybe to our clients. So then later on stage we generally add this kind of stuff. So just for you guys to aware about like how exactly we can use this operator. Okay, and then let me move on to the next slide, where we can actually have a look about where we were. It's yeah, right. So with this we can finish this plus operator. Now we will look into the asterisk operator, which is nothing but the multiplier, you can say. And this is generally used when in the terms of string I'm talking about. So if it is being used, then it will create multiple copies of a string. Okay, so how exactly it creates multiple copies of a string? Suppose you have created first n as in Praveen, and then you want that particular operator to be used here in between, and you have written 4. Now what output are you going to get? So we will get 4 times Praveen. Okay, so in same manner, okay, in same manner, if you will write 4 before as well, you would get same output. I'm assuring you right here. So in this manner you can use this strict operator as well in a string, you know when you do some sort of manipulation on a string. Okay, we generally use it when we want some repetitive kind of thing, okay, in our coding stuff. Then only we can use, but still you need to know how exactly it is being called and it is being used. So let me write this. Okay, so make sure here everybody would be able to see that I have written dot here, so that I can get how exactly my name, how many times it is getting appeared. So okay, if you will remove that, that is also it will also not do any effect because it's just a string which uh, I currently being used here. So now you can see here I got my string as in 4 times, or maybe you can say like it is getting repeated 4 times. And instead of this, if you still want to execute the same statement and you want to multiply with 3 or maybe 4 from the beginning, let's say, so I'm gonna remove this 4 from here. If I will write this let's say 7 into here, then what output should we get? We will get 7 times Praveen. Okay, so I hope this clears you about basic these two operator which actually works in a string. Okay, now if we will move forward, then we will see one more good thing about this is, yeah, so the multiplier operand and must be, so what I am writing here, the multiplier, okay, operator must be integer. So when I say must be integer, that means it has to be a positive integer. Okay, so you need to check actually how exactly it behaves. So what I'm trying to say is, here let me go to my tab here, let me write in the same manner here. So what I'm saying is, here this has to be positive. Okay, so this is what, this is operand. Okay, and this asterisk is what, it's a operator. So what I'm trying to say, if you wanted to multiply, then you have to keep it as an one operator, and it's a kind of integer, and I'm specifically telling you it's a positive integer. Why I'm saying, even I can show you why I'm saying this, the same thing. Let me use the same observation here again, and let me perform something with the negative integer, you can say. So I have written here just to check neg, you can say. I'm writing here neg. Okay, pretty much fine. Now we can copy this, and then we can write like this. Now you can see here I'm just writing here, instead of minus 7, I'm gonna write -4, or maybe you can write it later on -7. It depends on you what exactly you wanted to write here. Let's say, what output should we get? So I need answers from you guys. What output are we expecting from here? So people can ping me over the chat, what output are we going to get? So I'm waiting for you guys to get acknowledgement, so at least somebody can respond to that, what output are we going to get from here? So far I haven't received any response from you guys, so please, I don't know whether you guys are sleeping or you must have taken some heavy lunch. So please get up and respond please. No output, sir. Okay, somebody has said no output. Thank you so much, whoever said error. Okay, fine. No output. Okay, so people are saying no output, but I am saying we will get output. But what we will get, we will see. So let me run this. What is that? We are getting nothing. I keep on running the same statement. So whether we are getting anything or not, we are not getting anything. It's a kind of empty string, or maybe it's not even empty string. If it is empty string, then it will definitely come out from the loop, and it will show you that empty string. So what I am getting actually here, so I am getting nothing. Truly speaking, I am getting nothing. So that is why I keep on saying, instead of um, you just need to use positive integer, don't go for negative to do some sort of operator use, like this operator you wanted to use. Okay, let me do one more stuff here. Instead of -4, let me write 0. Are we going to get anything? So do we get anything here or not? So I have got responses from you guys. No. Okay. So whoever says no, let's see. Yes. So somebody has says no, nothing. We will get the same answer. Means like we won't get anything. So that is why I specifically mentioned in my slide, like you have to be very specific when you just try to use this operator. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much for all who all are have responded to my question basically. Let me just share again so that we can move further. Up, 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 up. Yep. I don't know how many of you have done this, but I do know, I do remember, like this is what I have already covered. So I don't know whether this kind of built-in string function you guys have used or not, or whether I have used or not. But I do remember I have used a len, I have used str, I have used, I don't know chr whether I have given any example or not. But don't worry, I will give one example for that, for the same. So here I have mentioned some built-in string function. So when I say built-in string function, that means like this is already available on our python. So if I will not import any library on my Jupyter notebook or either or any you can say like IDE, then we can use this kind of function, okay, without importing any library. So now we have first, which I have written here, chr basically. So this, what it does is it will convert an integer to an to a character. Okay, so suppose my requirement is to get character. Okay, Uh, currently I have in hand some integer value. Now I want corresponding character value. Then what operation or maybe what function I'm gonna use? So I'm gonna use chr, that function. Now secondly, which I have mentioned here, that is ord, which converts a character to an integer. Okay, so when I said converts a character to an integer, so you have some character which will convert that character to an integer value. Okay, now again I have mentioned len. Okay, when I say length, this function we have used couple of times, not to say couple of times, many times, because whenever we use or we do for loop, we generally use length of that string, or maybe you can say length of the list. Okay, so this is what length does. Even though we many times I have used, suppose you have given some string, I just wanted to know about the length of the string, so I will use this len function. Okay, so what it does, it generally returns a length of a string. Okay, and if I will say here the next function, which is nothing but the str, which generally returns a string representation of an object. So how exactly we can do this? Suppose you have some string. Now you want that what exactly, how exactly my object looks like for this particular string. Then how are we going to proceed? So now to do that, we generally use str as a function. Okay, and again I have mentioned chrn, where you just need to mention your integer. Okay, so let me take some examples so that you can get better clarity on these functions, which is already available on your python. Now just remind me what all function I keep on asking you guys. So let me just perform few more so that you will get better clarity. So first of all, when I say ch, so chr is what it does, it converts an integer to a character. So I just here write um, built-in built-in function. Let me write it like built-in function, or maybe you can write it as a built-in string functions. Now let me use first chr, and here I'm gonna use what it does. Just somebody can again tell me. So it basically convert an integer to a character. So let me see, let me write here 97. What we will get here? You can see the ASCII value of A is what? 97. So we are getting A. I don't know how many of you are able to correlate that and how many of you are aware about ASCII value. Okay, just I'm gonna ask you guys, how many of you are aware about ASCII values? Okay, 580. Thank you so much. At least I got some response from someone. I really, feel very good if somebody has responded like they are quite aware about this ASCII value. Okay. Yes. Okay. Many of them have responded and replied to me like they are aware about this. It's good actually. So if you will write 97, then we will be getting, alphabet A. And let me write in 100 what I would be getting. We are getting the, okay, in similar fashion, if we can write 140, let's say, what we will get. So we will get this kind of maybe hexadecimal, you can say. Okay. Or maybe if we will write 120, what we will get here, x. If I will write 1, then we will get 1, then we will get y. Yes, we are getting that. Okay. Now tell me, somebody can tell me just what is the ASCII value of capital A? What is the ASCII value of capital A? Okay, 520. Thank you so much. 516. Thank you so much. Yes, you guys are really rocking today. So I'm gonna write 65 here. I will get definitely capital A. So this is how you can use built-in string function. Okay, to convert your integer to an character. Okay, and now if I am gonna use the next variable, or maybe sorry, next function, which is nothing but ord, which converts a character to an integer. So if I will write ord, and here I'm gonna mention a, so I should be mentioning a like this. What output are we going to get? Look, so we are getting from character to an integer. Okay, so basically you can write here convert from character to an integer, and here we are doing what? We are doing conversion, convert integer to an character. Okay, I hope this clears you about what all function, built-in function I have used so far. Okay, so I don't need to take another example by saying like capital B or maybe something else. Just you should aware about what exactly it does, what exactly all function does. Okay, so we have next function, which is nothing but the length. I don't know how many of you aware, but we have used this function couple of times, so you can say even more. So it is just let me take one you can say string kind of thing, demo, string demo. Here I am writing here, let me see, Praveen. Then what I'm gonna write here, so I need to get the length of this str demo. So I'm gonna write like this. If I would be getting something, I would be getting from here. So we'll see. So we are getting the length of my string. Okay, so that is where we generally use this function call as len. Okay, so maybe any length you wanted to know, you can use this function. Even I have taken the one string, and even if you will let's say, suppose I have defined one of the list, Let me write list str, or maybe list st, let's say. And here you have something called as 1 2 5 3 6, something like that. And now you wanted to know what is the length of this entire list. So you just need to write length, and then you have to write list str. Now you can say I am able to print the length of an my list. So this is not generally, you can say, like, length function is not even used in a string, length of a string. Even you can come to know about what is the length of my list, what is the length of my set, or maybe dictionary. It depends on you exactly. But it's a vast, you can say, like, it's not very limited. You can say this function is not that much limitation, but yeah, we can use in multiple places. And then we can move on to the str, okay, which returns a string representation of an object. So let me write some object. I don't know, somewhere I have used something and then I got some object, then let me use that. So here I'm gonna write str. Okay, so what it says is return a string representation of an object. Okay, you can see here it is gonna return a string representation of an object. So how exactly we can validate that? To validate, let me take here something so that I can create for you guys, and then we will come to know how exactly we can use this. Okay, so here I'm gonna just write 140 or maybe 150. Let me write 150 because I will get here some object, some kind of object. Let me see whether what I'm getting. Oh god, so I'm getting like this. So instead of 250, let me write 150 or maybe 140. I would be getting this kind of object value, maybe. Okay, then I'm gonna use str here, and I'm gonna write like this. Oh shit, so bad about this. Will it work? No, because you haven't used single colon. If we are getting this now instead of this, let me write in this manner a string representation of some object. Let me write some object name as in what name value. You can say we are getting just a value. So now here we can say, like, if you have something coming up in a object here, then you will get the string representation of that. Okay, so either you can say, like, you will get some object value. I don't remember exactly some object value. Okay, you can see here you can write any object, okay, here, and you will get. So maybe you can say, like, it's a kind of when you wanted to convert some object into a string representation. Okay, now you have another one, char. And okay, so when I say char, and then it returns a character value of the given number. So maybe I am writing some number here, so I need to get some, what is that, needed to get some character value, the number which I have written here. So maybe you can say here I have specially mentioned on a note, CHR handles Unicode character as well. So when I say Unicode character as well, so let me take these two examples which I have already mentioned for you guys. Okay, to show you how exactly string representation and it actually works. So let me just comment out here and let me run this. You can see here 8364, which represents what? It's a euro, I guess. Okay, and then suppose I wanted to print like this. Yeah, some summation. Okay, so if you can see here, this fulfills the value, or maybe you can say like our requirement. So now we have covered almost all the built-in function, but still you wanted to just have a look, just have a look for two minutes, I can say. These are the function. Please do remember what exactly the function is for what purpose. Okay, so now with this we can move on to the next topic. Okay, there are a few more built-in string function which we generally use, and there are a lot. It's a complete list, but which are important and which generally we use a lot, or maybe you can say like frequently used built-in function. So that is why I kept these function for you guys. Now another one, which I have already covered, it's a length. Okay, and then str object, which returns a string representation of an object. It's the same actually. Yes. Now here, with this we can close, because str already I have covered here. Okay, I haven't passed an object from from this actually, but here we are passing on an object as well. Okay, and in length even we are passing s as an what, as an input, or maybe you can say like arguments. Okay, now I don't know, means how many of you are aware about whether we have learned about string indexing and string slicing. Can somebody ping me what is string, what is string indexing? So somebody can say like what exactly the string indexing. I have given one entire day for this, I do remember. So can somebody tell me what is string indexing, what is string slicing? I'm not getting any responses from you guys. At least you should have gone to my PPT, my PDF, where I have written these kind of things. Okay. 65. Why I'm getting a 65? Oh, sorry, it's the previous answers. So yeah, somebody can say like, do you remember guys what exactly I have covered on string indexing? You guys don't remember what exactly the string indexing? So you have already learned this topic in prior to my how many elements. Okay, index size, no. that use data called string. Last character correspond to the index. No, guys, please give correct, output. Sequence of character that you used. Number of character contains spaces. Okay. Now, just let me remind you guys, string indexing as well as string slicing. I don't know why you guys haven't gone to the my PPT. I don't know. Still, you keep on asking, sir, please provide your PDF. You please provide your PDF. We will go through it. We will learn from your PDF. But still, when I ask something, but still you guys are not able to, give answer to that. So, what I was asking is in the string indexing. Okay, then what I was asking, my second question is string slicing. So I don't know why nobody has gone to PDF, because it is clearly mentioned indexing means referring to an element by the position. 558. Thank you so much. Definitely you will get goodies from my end. Thank you so much for saying this. Okay. Yep. You are absolutely correct. 543. You are also fine. Yes, so let me just remind you by taking one example. Here I am gonna write str name. I should write str name, which I have written like here my name itself. And then suppose I want my to print something, then I will write print, and here I should be writing str underscore name, and then I should be write index. So let me write index as in 4. What should be the output here? E. So you can say like this comes in a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if you want to print more index, then definitely you can write that. Okay, so here I'm gonna write um, 3. So what we will get? We will get V, I guess. Yes, we will get V. Now, in this manner, you can specify the index of an entire string. Now, when I talk about string slicing, when we wanted to, get some substring from the string, okay, when I can write it like when we want substring, okay, then we use generally string slicing. So here in this case, I want something like print. Here I should be writing like str name. Let me write like this, str name, and then I should be specifying the index. Let me specify 0, which is my starting index, and then I am gonna specify here till the 3. Okay, so what should be my output here? We will be getting, it's a kind of substring, or maybe you can start from 2, and then here you can write as in 6. So we will get what? We will get AV, means substring from string. So this is where we generally use, this is how actually we use indexing as well as slicing. So I don't know, means when you guys will be able to you know do these kind of stuff, because I'm really very upset from you all, because see, it is already present in my PPT. It is already there in your PDF. I have already talked a lot about this string indexing as well as slicing. So I don't know, somehow you want some sort of a repetition, or you want me to revise your all the steps. So it's been almost 20 and 25 days, and still you guys are still on the day one position. So it's not a good sign for me, not neither for you guys. Okay, so I am planning actually to take some sort of test from you guys. uh, I will somehow it's my feeling which coming out. I need to take some tests from you guys basically, and that is also gonna be online only. But somehow I'm not getting good responses from you guys. So anyway, means I just wanted to cover my stuff here. So today I thought like I will tell you what add-on available for string slicing, which we generally use as one another term. Okay, but it's really very sad to know like you guys are still not in that mood. I don't know what kind of thing and what kind of stuff you do at your home, but as an student, as in you are in a college, you should at least perform something. Otherwise it is it's a pointless to attend my lecture, truly speaking. Okay, now here I wanted to cover one thing which is called as stride. Okay, so please, when I use some term, please write something about it. Okay, so here I am writing, I wanted to specify a stride in a string slice. So how exactly I'm gonna do that? So here, if you will see, I have written, if we will apply one variant, or maybe you can say like I just wanted to manipulate my string slicing to one kind of syntax which instead of one double colon which I can say here, I can use third one. So here I have written to slicing syntax and the third index designate as strides. So if we will go back to the example which I have taken uh, to you guys, let me see here. When I say two, I just wanted to write here. Let me copy this entire thing, and here I'm writing stride. Okay, you can say string slicing. I'm writing here as in this, and let me write like this. What I'm trying to say here, I am gonna add this. Okay, are you getting my point? So here I am gonna add, earlier in string slicing we generally using one this, now I want this to be used one more time, and now I wanted to specify something there. So what exactly is there? Okay, so somebody is saying something, I don't know what exactly it is. Okay, now, so this is what I have written in my definition. If you will again look closely, I have written, if we will apply one variant by adding colon, which I have written here, colon, to slicing syntax. So earlier our syntax of slicing was what? So do you remember like our syntax for slicing is like this? So 0 comma colon comma 9 or maybe something. Now I want to append it like same syntax. I wanted to write like here I have written 9, and then here I am gonna write 3, let's say. Now this is what the syntax which we use for a stride. Okay, so I am gonna add this part from after 9. I am gonna add whatever the part that comes as in string stride. Now string stride is also known as, or maybe people used to call that term as in you can say like a step. So basically when you run, or maybe when you wanted to uh, use staircase, then we have one step size. So maybe I want to every time whenever I will walk on that staircase, then I will just use one step. Okay, but maybe somebody, maybe in childhood people used to do is skip one step and they generally jump into the second one. So at that time we can say like a step is nothing but the two steps. So instead of one, it generally uses two. So here same manner we generally specify here step. So now when I say step here, I have clearly mentioned here which indicates how many characters, okay, how many characters are we gonna use, okay, how many characters are we gonna use for what? We need to jump after retrieving each character in the slice. Okay, suppose you have done some slicing, so you got some substring. Now for stride I have specified another, you know, 2 or maybe 3 step size. Then you need to jump 2 and 3 characters. Okay, so if you want me to explain through the example, so let me take one example with the, you know, even my name itself. Here I just wanted to mention here 2 or maybe you can say my string, complete string is gonna be like 7. So here what I will get from this, I will get my complete name. Let's see, sorry, I need to print here pk. Now let me run this. I will get my complete string, name of the string. Now I don't want this, I want, okay, like this. After 2 I want like this. What should be the output? You can see we will be getting, suppose my name is Praveen, let's say, not suppose, actually my name is Praveen only. So here what I wanted to do, here I want to print from my name, I want step size as in 2. So it will print P and then it will skip R, then it will print A, then it will skip V, then it will print E, and then it will skip, and then it will write N. So this is what the output. Suppose let me take bigger string. Okay, so let me here define, or maybe you can say write some good name, you can write it here. Sorry guys, sorry. Yep, here we are. Sorry, I was explaining you this. So you know, when I was just, let me do you know, this step, what I will get here, I will get my entire name. Okay, now I want to do stride, and I have mentioned step size as in 2. So I should be writing here like this, and then I will write 2. Now what would be my output? Let me run this. So my output I am getting like this. So how exactly I am getting this output is, I am getting my P, then I am skipping R, and then I am writing printing A, then I am skipping V, then I am printing E, then I am again skipping E, and then I am again getting N. So this is how actually your stride works. Now let me take another example. Let me write one string, and which I am writing here some good name, or maybe, you know, better to write Ramanujam, or maybe don't call that here name like this. um, let me write it like this. Let me write like this. Now if I will write here, and I just wanted to specify you know, somewhere new, or maybe I will write sub str, we can say, is equal to nm, and again you can say here I am gonna specify from 0 to, you know, what is the length of this, you just need to find it out, you know. So you will just write length, and then you will write nm. So you will get to know like what exactly the length of this, so that we can get clarity. Yeah, so here I am gonna write so here let me comment out this, and then I am gonna write here and to 10, 0 to 10. Okay, now if you will see here, I am gonna specify 2. Okay, first let me just print for you guys what exactly the output. So I need to write here print statement so that we can get some output. Yes, you can see here I am getting this name. Now I want a step size like 2. Let me print what exactly. So you know what exactly I am getting here, how exactly I am getting this. So let me explain in the same manner. I have written like this. This is my complete string. Then when I mention a step size as in 2, so let me write that. So I'm getting R, then again skip, and then M, and then again skip, then A, then again skip, then A, then again skip, then A. Okay. So this is the output when we have step is equal to 2. So when I say step is equal to 2, which is mentioned here. Now I want same output when I will write here. I'm gonna write step is equal to 2. Let me write like this, and then here I'm gonna write copy paste, and instead of 2 I'm gonna write here 3. Let me see what exactly the output I'm going to get. So here I'm getting RSAN. Now here I'm gonna define you how exactly we are getting this output. So first of all, first thing will come here, then one skip, second skip, then we will get S, then one skip, second skip, then we will get what? A. Again one skip, second skip, then we will get N. This is what the output you are getting when your step is equal to 3. So now I guess this will clear your doubt as well, why we are using this stride. So suppose sometimes it happens like you need to skip second character, or maybe some you need to skip third character, then we can use stride. Okay, so it's nothing but just you can say like it is present in one add-on to the string slicing. Okay, so that is how you can correlate. Now I hope everybody got clarity on this, and I have clearly explained with the example, and I have demonstrated how exactly it takes the value. So now this is how you can say like if you will combine this, you will get RSAN. That is what the output we are getting from here. Okay. Yep. Now, yes. So anybody is having any doubt? Okay, sir. Okay. Okay. Fine. So still, anybody is having any doubt? Please do let me know. Okay. If you want me to cover something else in this, I guess this is pretty much clear. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm getting responses from 45, 545, 528, and 520. Thank you so much. Because it looks good to me actually when you guys are getting proper and better clarity. But at the same time, you guys are really, somehow I'm not getting good feeling from you guys because you don't revise anything. You haven't opened my, the PDF which I have shared with you all. At least you should open it and you should learn from something, learn something from that. Okay. Here even in the example which I have mentioned here, I have written like this, and here it starts with first character and ends, which I was mentioning like it will start from the first character, it will end with the last character because length of this is 7. Okay, and the stride every second character is skipped. So that what is that? When I write 2, that means every second character is getting skipped, and when I write 3, that means every 3 characters is getting skipped. Or maybe you can say like after 2 characters the third one is getting no, continue in continuation 2 characters is getting skipped, you can say. Yep. Now what else I'm gonna cover now? Okay, it's we do not have much time here right away. Maybe tomorrow I will cover this part as well, because it's a nothing but it's a just a small, tweak into this example. But yeah, I will cover tomorrow. Okay, so with this we can close this session. But before closing this, just let me know, like, if you guys are still having any doubt, or maybe you wanted to ask something from me. Please do let me know, because we have enough time. We have another 2 minutes. You can speak if somebody having any doubt, any issues you guys are facing with, or maybe you are not able to cope up with me, or maybe you're not able to sync with me. Then please do let me know. Okay, now I'm pretty much sure, like, now you guys are properly sync with me. At least you are not able to give answer, that is fine, but you are able to follow me. That is also needed actually. And for us, people like us, they require this kind of attitude and this kind of behavior. Okay, so somebody has said, nice class sir, no doubt, understand. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, it is very clear, sir. Okay, thank you so much, you guys. Okay, with this we can close today's session, and then we'll meet you tomorrow. Okay, bye bye, thank you so much for the participation.